Welcome back to NerdOut. In this bonus video, we're going to be talking about what the heck happened at the epoch transition. So, as you might have noticed, at the last epoch transition, we had almost 25 minutes of no blocks. And so let's take a deep dive and we will break it down, but not dumb it down, figure out what the heck happened. So first of all, let's take a look at some of the charts. So at the epoch transition, we had a huge long string of no blocks for about 25 minutes. You see the slot height also didn't increase. Our block sync speed, blocks per minute, went down to 0. Our chain density dropped, like how densely packed the blocks are. On the core nodes, the CPU just went through the roof. We had memory thrashing, and then the blocks missed a whole lot of slots. So that just kept ticking up. Slots missed since last restart just kept ticking up. So the node is not checking for leadership during that whole time. We also had the mempool build up all the transactions. So we had transactions building up and not getting processed. So let's talk about what happened. So first of all, whenever there's an epoch transition, a snapshot needs to be made. And there are three main snapshots that live on the Cardano blockchain or in the node's memory. So there's it's kind of like on your mark, get set, and go. So the mark snapshot, that's the one that'll be used in 2 epochs from now to figure out who makes blocks. There's the set, which is the one that's currently being used in the current epoch, and that was taken 1 epoch ago. And then there's the go snapshot, and that one is the reward snapshot. And so that's the one that tells us who got what rewards, and that's from 2 epochs ago. So the one that happens, the snapshot that happens when the epoch rolls over, is that mark snapshot, and that seems to be the thing that was causing us the problems. So we're looking at the Haskell code, and this is not in the code yet. This is just a proposed change. So it's up in a pull request right now. And if we look at it, they made a change to the mark snapshot. And the comment here says, we force the evaluation of the mark snapshot instead of doing it with the tick-F and tick-in rule. So those rules, the tick rules happen once per second. And so one thing that happens in the tick-in rule is it checks for leadership. So if this mark snapshot was being done before that leadership check and it was happening once every second, but it was optional at that time, you can see the node would just kind of thrash until it finally worked its way through that. So it looks like what they've done, just as a temporary workaround, they're probably going to clean this code up later. But right now it looks like they're just forcing it so it happens once and then we can move on with life. And I don't know all the details of exactly why this works, but that's kind of my assumption. And I know some of you requested that I make a video on this, so that's kind of my perspective. And from looking at the code, at least from my perspective, it looks like this should work. And I know it's currently in the hands of the IOG QA engineers right now, and they'll give it a good test, and then we'll probably play with it on testnet a little bit during that testnet epoch rollover, and then hopefully we'll get the node out to enough stake pool operators before our next epoch transition, and things will look better. Nerd out.